Welcome to the Smart Influencer Podcast. I'm Corinne.
And I'm Christina.
And together we help digital entrepreneurs streamline their businesses, maximize revenue, and finally feel in control of their time.
Every week we share tried and true strategies, proven systems, and expert interviews to help you grow your influence and income without the burnout. So if you're ready to get smarter about how you run your business, you are in the right place.
Before we dive in, if you love what you hear, be sure to hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you find today's conversation helpful, please share it with a friend who could use it too.
So today we thought we would talk about what we see on the horizon for 2026. Can you even believe it's 2026 already? I feel so old.
Seriously.
Like 2026, it just seems like, I don't know, such a long time. But anyway.
Right. And so maybe we should caveat this. Like, we don't pretend to have a crystal ball.
No,
And yeah,
we are
like
not.
honestly, predictions might be the wrong word
Oh,
for it.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's maybe more it's like what we think is coming. So what we're doing. Like I guess we can share that. Like we can share that pretty honestly, like how we're preparing and what we think might happen. So we never want to tell anyone what to do, but enough people ask like, what spaghetti are you throwing at the wall? So that's, I guess, what we're sharing, which
Yes.
spaghetti we're throwing, because we try to, as much as it's throwing spaghetti at the wall, I try to grab the one that I think is going to stick, right? Like it's
Yeah.
not just like it's fling things wildly.
Yeah. Like everything else, we want to be smart about it
Right.
and, kind of use the information and the data we have available to us to kind of help guide the decisions so that we're not just plugging along, doing the same old, and it's no longer working.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is going to be an interesting episode because I think we're throwing different spaghetti.
Yeah, I think so too.
So, yeah, so hopefully there'll be something for everyone because I think Christina and I, our strategies diverge a little for
Yeah.
2026 from one another, which is like kind of what I love about our whole industry.
Yeah.
And as stressful as it is for things to be
Yeah.
thrown all about, like I feel like there's so many opportunities because of
Yeah.
that. Like we've all got to carve a new path,
Yeah.
and I think you and I are doing that. We're carving different paths, and I'm
hmm
optimistic for both of us.
I get bored so easily in life, like with everything. I don't care if it's like the way my living room is laid out or whatever. I get very bored very fast. So I love when things go into flux sometimes because
Yeah.
it's like a new challenge, a new puzzle to solve and, to figure out. So
Right.
I try not to look at it as the sky is falling all the time, even though there's like big changes on the horizon. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast for our business. It's always been like that. It started out like that.
Yeah, exactly. We've been trying to figure things out since the start. So, like, I think it hurts a little when we finally feel like we figured something out and
Yeah.
the rules changed. But honestly, like that's what keeps you ahead, right? Like because the faster you can pivot, the farther ahead you are of the person that cannot. So,
Yes.
I think, and that's why again, it's kind of fun to try different strategies and see which way the wind's going to blow.
Yeah.
So,
So the big robotic elephant that's in the room here is AI, right? That has just consumed everything. Pinterest is what it is now. I mean, it's full of AI. Facebook is full of AI. Like everywhere you go, it's a ton of AI content that has really changed the way we have to approach our businesses. And it was funny the other day we were chatting with someone and it's like, oh, how much, like, what was it, like 5 years ago? They're like, take all the personality out of your
right.
content. And now they're like, oh, put all the personality back into your content.
Yep.
So you said like the rule book got changed, but I think they literally burnt the rule book up in a blaze of glory. And now they're like, here's a new blank rule book. Let's write it.
Yeah. And sometimes in some ways it's kind of like a, I don't know, opposite day or bizarro world. Like all of a sudden, what was up is down and yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a
So
roller coaster.
I think with AI, we really just need to look at what is working for your business and remember that, and this is what I always say to myself, while AI really truly affects me on the back end of my business, I think my users are still using the internet the same way they've always used the internet for the most part. I mean, there are some tweaks in there, like more people are searching in like Chat GPT and things like that. Like there's some nuances to that, but I think for the most part, people are still using the internet the way they always have. And we have to remember that like while we're so ingrained, our average user may not be as savvy about it as we are.
Well, and for anyone that's afraid of AI coming in and changing things, I we have such a unique opportunity because we are in this business. So most bloggers are ahead of the average person in terms of AI usage,
Yeah,
right? Like we saw it sooner, we use it more, right? Like your experience with AI, I would hazard a guess from almost every listener exceeds the average person's. Like you know more about
100%.
AI already. You know more AI platforms, you know more what's capable, you can spot AI faster. So this is a really unique opportunity to hold your audience by, hold their hand and
Hmm.
guide them. And now
Hmm.
you become their expert in terms of navigating that world and
Hmm.
how to use it. So we've been using it to help like speed up our content creation process. Oops, sorry. Oh, knocked my, I talk with my hands, so I knocked my microphone over. So, like, teach your audience how to use it to engage with your content or to do things that they need to do, like, easier. You become then their most important resource for
Right.
navigating this new world. You aren't obsolete, you don't get replaced. It's a
Yeah.
very unique opportunity if you move quickly because people are. People are
Hmm.
moving on this.
Hmm.
Like if you open up your eyes, you're going to see there are some bloggers that are doing this already,
Yep.
but not so many that you'd get lost if you started now.
Yep. And it's really building, I think, that know, like, and trust with your audience. And I always go back to that. I think that's such a fundamental principle in anything that uses any type of marketing. And let's face it, everything that we do is marketing. I mean,
Mhm.
we're always marketing our personal brand out there. So building that know, like, and trust and showing your audience that you can help them and you can help them navigate this and figure it out and be there for them. I think that that's critical. So think about ways that you can build that in to all of your systems, your workflows, everything that you're doing. How can you build in more know, like, and trust with your audience? That's what's going to make you stand out in this sea of
Right.
AI generated content.
I'm also going to share a very dramatic piece of advice, but one that I am taking. And
Oh,
this
I'm very excited to hear this.
it's going to be shocking, I think, to a lot of people because I talk about the twins, and we all know I have like a little bit of the split personality that likes to do lots of things. I have lots of different projects, but the single best decision I have made this year was to narrow my focus. And I don't mean my niche because everyone, I will never do that. Like if I ever do that, somebody come check on me because something's wrong. Like I won't narrow my niche because I want to help the mom who is like the CEO of her household and she does a lot of stuff and I want to help her. And I want to help her do it all. So I didn't narrow my niche, but I did narrow what it is I'm trying to help that mom do. And ever since I defined that one thing I really want to help her do, like that way that I'm going to do it, my life has gotten so much easier. And I am literally making literally four times more now than I was this time last year
Wow.
because I focused on doing that. So for all of you that think that you have to try a dozen different things, I'm not saying don't try different things because I still like to try a new thing, but now I only try a new thing if it serves that single goal. Right
Hmm.
now, I'm trying to drive everyone to just like so that I don't mean to gatekeep my membership. I want to get every mom into my membership. So every single thing I do in my business drives to that. So I didn't
Hmm.
get rid of my opt-ins. I didn't get rid of, I didn't get rid of email. Like that's a key part of this because it feeds that. But I did dump social media.
Yeah.
So if you don't believe me, you can go check my social media right now. We did like it's on autopilot. We're not doing engagement there. We're not doing because when I looked at the data, like
Hmm.
I'm not getting money there. I'm not making money there. There's too much that you have to do organic. So I am running, I'm stepping off topic a little bit here. I am running paid ads because I can pull that lever and I see the effect right away. So I
Mm,
am doing paid ads. I am doing email because, again, I pull that lever and it works. I drive most of my traffic from email. I stood up, for those of you that know me from Facebook groups, you know I just stood up a very large email collaboration in order to pull that level a little bit harder. I'm in bundles for that because email is one of my levers, but again, because it gets people in my funnel to the membership.
yeah.
So if you like, call me out. If you see me doing something online that isn't related to that goal of getting people into my membership, then something happened again. But narrowing my focus to just one thing has been like, in a time when I feel like it's really easy to try to do all this stuff, like it's been very easy to know what stuff I'm supposed to be trying.
Yeah.
So
Y- Along the same lines, similar lines, I should say, not the same. I don't have a membership, but one process I've been taking is when I'm doing my brain dump of all the things I need to do. I'm just looking at my big whiteboard that's like right across from me now. I have it broken down into my quadrants of how I want to tackle things, but I've also started color coding things. What's driving traffic? What's driving revenue? Things like things I can outsource
I love that.
because if it doesn't have one of those colored check marks in it, it gets moved out
Yeah.
of that high priority quadrant and into something else because it's not driving traffic or revenue. So therefore, it should not have my full attention.
I think that is a really important distinction right here because when things are super stressful, when the money is not there that we expect to be there, like when things are not working, then all of a sudden, like you're working from a place of fear,
Yeah.
and you're not using logic. Like I love that as an easy thing, like right, like that you can see the colors,
Yep.
you just know this is working, it's not, and it reduces that decision fatigue, which we've talked a lot about.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so that you can make smarter decisions even when you're not in your most logical state.
Hmm.
I say that as a person who's very emotional and often gets like ripped out of my logical state. I
Yeah.
love that.
And we talked with Kelsey a few weeks back about burnout. And this is kind of where that list came from for me. I mentioned in that episode, I went through a significant period where I had really bad burnout, like that I had not had since my father passed away, where I just couldn't do anything for like 6 months. I think I was down for the count. But I had like it really truly affected me, and I needed to come up with a way that I could get started. But it's like, where do I even start? Because like the list just kept piling up while I was burning out.
Right.
And I just went in, I color coded things, and I just picked, if it didn't have a colored arrow next to it, I didn't do it.
Yeah.
And I just started with that list. And then I finally felt like I was getting into a groove and I had a system. So for me, that is going to be my litmus test going forward. If it doesn't meet one of those criteria points, I'm not going to put priority on it. It will still make it my list. And if I have some downtime or if I have something that some free time where I just need my brain to do something else, I can choose one of those other tasks. But for right now, I'm focusing on those two main needle movers for me.
Well, the
And
other thing that I know, like from being in many groups with you and from us like talking every single day, that has been high on your list is about branding. And I feel
mhm,
like that's a very significant point heading into
yeah.
2026. Like I feel like people that have been it's not necessarily my passion right now, but I've really admired about you and I feel like it is a really smart direction to focus.
I agree. I was listening to a couple podcast episodes sent me down this rabbit trail and I it just all clicked for me at the time. And I think getting your branding house in order, and this is going beyond the logo, your color scheme, your tagline. I'm talking doing some serious branding work. Makes so much sense. So much so that I even told my son with his lawn care business, I'm like, you need to do some branding work. We need to sit down and figure out what sets you apart. And I think it's something that every single one of us should do. And it's not a set it and forget it. It's not like you do it once and you're done. It's something you need to keep revisiting and maybe tweak, especially as big changes occur. Like what's going on now? Like where I am now is very different than where I was 3, 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And I think I heard somebody in one of the groups posted, and this kind of hit home with me. It was over the weekend, maybe it was last week, that we need to look at where we're at right now, like we need to forget that 2024 even happened, right? Like that was a boom year, 2023. We're starting over. We're starting from scratch. So if you're comparing yourself to where you were in 2024, 2023, it's a whole different game right now. It's like somebody took the game board, wiped off all the pieces, flipped it upside down, and started a new game.
Now, the fun thing about that is, I like if you think back to your starter days, how like yes, it was rough because the money wasn't what we wanted it to be, but it was easier to celebrate wins
Yeah.
because you scaled so much faster. Right? Like it was
Yeah.
easy to increase by 50% again because the number was lower, but like that dopamine hit that gets us all going. So look for those. Yeah, like
Yeah.
reset what you're looking like what you're
Yep.
comparing it to, reset that and count from now.
Yep. And that is definitely something I'm doing for 2026. I
Yeah.
am like resetting that counter and comparing myself to things that are fair. It's fair to compare myself to. It's not fair to compare myself to 2024 or 2023. It's not
Right.
fair to compare myself to you or to another food blogger or,
Right.
to anybody else like that. It's just not fair. So keeping myself in check to kind of keep that burnout, in check too.
And to that point, one of the other things I think, as long as we're talking about a reset, is reset everything that you think you know about what works.
Hmm.
Because that for me has been, again, like focusing on the membership, let me stop focusing on getting Google traffic, which for me, I'm not saying that that is what everyone should do. So I'm not saying trying to get Google traffic is bad. I'm not saying SEO is bad. Like whatever you think you might have heard in that, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, like, when we started, right? Like, when we started our blog, it was all about, like, Pinterest was the big thing when I started, right? Like, we're old school. Like, that was the huge thing. That's how all of us, from my era, like, got most of our traffic. We got started on Pinterest. Pinterest is a different game right now. So, like, it's scary, I get it, but we are in a brave new world, and you already have a head start. You have
Hmm.
content, you have something, right? Like you've got social media accounts, you've got an email list, so you're better than when you started before. But look at it as if you're starting again.
Hmm.
Walk in and take a look at the landscape, and take a look at your business, and take a look at what you've been like, who you've been trying to help, and how you've been trying to help them. And just as a mental exercise, take a break and rebuild your business as if you were just starting today.
Yeah.
And I think you'd make some different decisions.
Yeah. And are you truly showing up?
Right.
Or are you just completely on autopilot everywhere because you're trying to do all the things that aren't bringing you the return?
Right.
So I think that like putting a couple of those messages together is going to be pivotal. I know for me going forward, I'm going to be reevaluating everything. I get so excited this time of the year, not
I
only
do.
because like Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday, like I get excited for that, but beyond that, I think it's just a time of renewal, like with the new year coming. Like I love everything about this season because I can totally go back and look at my business and start anew. And I give myself that, like unofficially give myself permission to do that, with
Right.
goal setting and things like that. So I love this time of the year. I think
I do too.
it's
Right.
fun. It's exciting. Yeah. Um,
So other things for 2026, I feel like for me, it's about working with the people I already have in my ecosystem, right? Like, so, because especially since I'm not sure where traffic is coming from, like, I'm doing like paid ads is where I've put my effort for that right now. So, I'm not sure where people are entering my funnel. So, I'm trying to use the people that are already in the ecosystem to feed the ecosystem more, right? So, like, getting people to buy more of my products that are in it, getting the people that haven't converted to members to be members, like doing and using like a referral program. Like I've got some referral rewards set up for my subscribers. So trying to get your people, and especially if you have built that know, like, and trust, and you've got people in there that really know and like you and want to tell other people, make that easier for them to
yeah.
do. But like remember to ask them to do it. Tell them how to share your content or what content to share so that like you're getting people onto your list, to your high RPM post, or whatever your goal is, how to share your social content if you're like big on, social. But like tell them, because people are busy and they don't know. And maybe they landed on my site and they like me too. And I'm like, please, please get people to sign up to email, but you're making your money on Facebook. tell them you want them to share your
Yes.
Facebook, like, right? Or you want them to like more stuff or do things over there. They, you
They
need to
have to
tell
be
them.
told.
Yeah, you need to tell them.
So, little fun aside to like a little bit about what you were saying here. When my husband proposed to me, so for those of you that don't know, my husband is in law enforcement and he proposed to me on his graduation day from the academy. And in order to do so, he had to get permission from the highest up in the organization. And when he went there, he was told, this is a direct quote, Hitchy, it's cheaper to keep her. He's like, I want you to always remember that. It's cheaper to keep her. So that little statement is something I say to myself all the time. I'm like, Hitchy, it's cheaper to keep her. And that's true with your affiliates, your readers, your customers. It's cheaper to keep someone you already have versus bringing on employees too. Like
Right.
this goes for everything. It's cheaper to keep what you already have than to onboard somebody new. So always
100%.
remember that and nurturing what you already have and building that. No, like I keep saying that. I can't say that enough. Just building that relationship and that know, like, and trust, and just remembering that it's cheaper to keep what you have versus bringing on somebody
And I
new. And
feel
I
like
think that
that's
that aligns.
always been important, always good advice. I think that is
Oh,
like
right now?
pivotal right now. Like I think
Hmm.
heading into, if we're talking about 2026 predictions, I think that
Yep.
is huge. And for the like, I'm a huge Gary Vee fan. I quote him probably way too much. Love Gary Vee. And Gary Vee right now is all over social media talking about how he thinks some of the biggest businesses in 2026 and 2027 are going to be in-person things where like I like I'm running a business where I will take a walk with you
Mm.
because he thinks Gen Alpha in particular, like go listen to Gary Vee, he says it so much better, but Gen Alpha in particular is like kind of rebelling against all of the AI and all of the online stuff. They see all of their parents like connected to their screens and they want in-person interactions. So I
Hmm.
know we're in an online space, so where are you going, Corinne? Right, like I hear you. Um, but I think that connecting with people, like
Hmm.
actually connecting with them, even though we can't do it in person, or maybe whatever, take it this next level and figure out how to meet up with people in person. That's not my gig. But like connecting with people as a real human, however
Hmm.
you do that, however you show up for them.
Yep.
Um,
I'm going to be
I
doing that a lot more in 2026 with video. Like
yeah.
that's one of the ways I'm going to be connecting. Because while I can't go take a walk with you, or maybe I can if you live in my neighborhood and it's not creepy. Because
That's not creepy
again,
at all.
remember,
Yeah.
I'm a cop's wife. A lot of things are creepy to me. I like my little privacy area. But connecting via video is a great way to do that and getting those messages across. And if you're not already doing it, you just get over yourself and just do it. Just show up and start doing it. And, they don't have to be big productions. It could be just your phone and 15 seconds talking into your phone. Nobody wants perfection. They're not looking at you to be perfectly polished with your hair and makeup done perfectly. Just show up
Right.
and show that you're real and you're human and that you are someone they want to connect with.
And for those of you that really don't want to do video, like I'm there, right? Like Christina, every time we talk about this, like I stand up for
I'm
the.
always like,
Yep, I know, I know. So I'm not claiming to be the video. That would be ridiculous since like it still like pains me a little that we have moved these podcast videos to YouTube. Like
as we're recording a YouTube
I
video,
know
she's
I
like,
can't, yeah, I
I
can't
do
go
not want to
watch
be
it.
on
It
video.
pains me a lot. So for my fellow non-video people, a really easy stepping stone to there, I started doing this with my membership again because it's like my primary focus is I record an audio for them. Like I could not quite commit to recording a video, so I record a little audio message. Stepping stone, but I'll take it. Like I feel like it's a step better than typing something. So like however you need to do it, right? Like
Yeah.
however you need to get there, because I don't think Christine is wrong. Like I'm not, it's not part of my strategy yet because I just haven't figured out how to get the next couple steps to get me there. But I don't think she's wrong about video being, it
Hmm.
has been like in some ways we've already kind of missed the boat. So like if you're not there, like I I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm not saying you shouldn't be on the internet, but you are missing a huge opportunity.
Yeah. And like I said, it doesn't have to be this big production. This is some of the things we're even talking about. And this is uh, circle back to the topics we're going to be covering at the Smart Influencer Summit that we're hosting in April. So if you don't have your tickets, now is the time to get them. We want you to show up, especially while the early bird rate is still available. But these are all things we think are really going to move the needle, and we think it's going to move the needle for you too. We want to show you how to do them and
Right.
kind of take you and hold your hand and walk you through that. And plus, you'll get to see us in person, not on video or audio, however you're watching us.
I know. Oh, it is
So what
funny.
else? Are you doing anything else for 2026? Like what are going to be your needle movers? I'm looking at my big whiteboard. You could tell we don't really like have like a script for this. I'm
Yeah.
literally looking at my whiteboard right now.
So, I mean, I think I said it, but like because for me it's the getting people into the funnels, like what are the ways I'm going to do that. So, I'm going to keep doing a lot of what's been working for me in Q4 of 2025 is collaborations are working so well for me right now, and they're fun. Like
Yeah.
I love to promote other people's stuff. Like it's great to get in front of new audiences. So doing collaborations, and I think again in terms of building know, like, and trust, convincing people you're a real human, to have a real human that they already trust introduce you, I feel like is powerful and impactful. So doing more summits as well to that end,
Mhm.
so that I, am in front of people talking about things that I know about and, establishing trust. Um, Paid ads for me is the only thing I have found that I can reliably do that actually gets people into my funnel. So I
Mhm.
don't think it works for everyone. So like again, like we're just sharing what we're trying. Facebook ads, I never did quite figure out. Christina, I know you helped me by the hand and tried to walk me through, and everybody's different, and I don't know, like I think there's nuances too in terms of the creative you pick, and I just didn't do it right. But we do well with Pinterest spends. So for me it's Pinterest ads. Who knows if I'll try Google ads at some point, but like for me that's the channel that I'm
Yeah.
using to get people in. Bundles, summits, collaborations, Pinterest ads.
Yeah. That's smart. And knowing, like, keeping your fingers on the pulse of that and not just
Right.
running those things and just letting them run without keeping them in
Oh yeah,
check.
I literally that's the first thing I
Yeah.
do in the morning. The last thing I
Yeah.
do at night is check
Me
those
too.
ads. Hmm.
Yeah, because I'm all about numbers and checking that stuff. One thing I'm going to start doing in 2026, and I learned this, I don't know if anybody else knows this, Corinne knows this, but this year I started teaching a college course, and I was so excited. This has been something that I've wanted to do since I was like 4. I wanted to be a teacher all my life. I don't know why I never did it, but the opportunity fell in my lap. I took it and I love it. I love everything about it. I even told my department head, I'm like, I love this. Give me more. I want to do more. But anyway, what I've learned, I'm teaching digital marketing analytics to juniors and seniors, is the feedback I'm getting from these students on how they would interpret digital analytics differently than I would, right? Which is just interesting to get the different perspectives. So, because I used you as a case study in my class.
Yeah.
And I gave them an assignment where they're taking your analytics and just looking at it. And when we were going through those assignments, the aha moment that I had was like, holy cow, these students are approaching it completely differently than I would. And I think that's a generational thing,
Yeah.
right? They're looking at different things and telling me, like, oh, you should be doing this and that. And, like I had them submit a report to you with their findings and what they would recommend. And to me, it was all very, very interesting. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely
Completely
going to be
different
leaning.
perspective.
Yeah, I'm going to be leaning more into that in 2026 and trying to build in that different perspective, because I think sometimes I tend to get so I have a system set up. I have a process for analyzing this stuff. I don't deviate from my process because it's always worked, but it might be stale.
Yeah.
And there might be ways to breathe some new life into that. So I think that's one of the lessons I'm taking from 2025, is that just because it's working doesn't mean it's optimized,
Right. Yeah, that's great.
right?
Yeah, that's a
That goes with anything. Just because
yeah.
it's working doesn't mean it's optimized. So
Right.
we're optimization, I think, is going to be my word for 2026. Optimizing everything so it's running efficiently as possible and as smartly as possible.
I may borrow that because that's been one of the things too that I've been looking at, like with my sales funnels. Because as you know, I love a good tripwire, and I set up all these tripwire. You know this, yeah. Sorry, Christina, it's gonna be boring for you because you hear it in all the masterminds. I set up all these tripwires. Like I love a good tripwire. And in my mind, I built the funnel in my brain, right? Like the funnel was built. But in reality, very few of those had all the pieces connected. So,
Right.
like, most of them would have a bump. Actually, I say most, it was probably half of them had a bump because I meant to come back and add a really good bump later. Or I was building both simultaneously and forgot to like cross promote them. And then almost none of them had an upsell,
Yeah.
right? Like, even though I had an upsell that like would have worked because I built them in Thrivecart and I didn't like the process of creating the sales page.
No.
Yeah, I know.
You.
So, and it's crazy how once you do that, right, like you're going from selling a 4.99 product to the upsell was 24.99. Like so much little extra work as opposed to setting up new tripwires to
Mhm.
increase the revenue like substantially. So, yeah, because I failed to optimize, like I just hadn't done it and I hadn't gone back and checked what I thought was done.
Yep.
So yeah, like get again, like coming back to that reset and just looking at everything with a fresh
Yep.
perspective.
Yep. I am totally, when we end this session, I am going right to my whiteboard and the top of it is going to be 2026 equals optimize everything.
I love it.
Every single thing. That is going to be my word. You've heard it here. This is where I invented it for myself. So hold me accountable to that. If you don't see me optimizing everything, hold me accountable. If you're in my mastermind groups and I'm not optimizing, hold me accountable.
And thank you to our mastermind group members because we know you're loyal listeners since they will often send us feedback about the
Yeah.
current week's episode, and I appreciate that so
Yes.
much.
We do love to hear feedback. So good, bad, and ugly. Don't worry. We've got thick skins. We've been in the online space for many, many years. Corinne and I have very thick skin. If there's something you want to hear about on this podcast, shoot us an email. Let us know. Hello at smartinfluencer.com. We read them all. So please let us know what you want to hear about, what topics you want to talk about. Because some of the times, Corinne and I are like, what are we going to talk about today?
Right.
And we're
And
just,
people that you know, like we do outreach to have speakers come on
mhm.
that are like that will talk on things that we're interested in. But if you've heard a great speaker somewhere or you know someone that is like really knowledgeable about a topic that would be helpful to the industry, by all means, please,
Yeah.
send us an email, hit us up on social media, so that we can reach out to them.
Even if they're not in our space.
Oh yeah,
Right?
for
They
sure.
could be from a totally different space, like not even blogging or influencing. If you feel like it's somebody that would be relevant to our listening audience, let us know. So, with that said, I think you have some great insights as to where we're going. Whether you what
We
you
hope
do with
some
that
of
is up
that's
to you.
helpful to you. Yes.
We'd love to hear what you're going to be focusing on in 2026. So definitely let us know. You can tag us on the Smart Influencer with your biggest takeaway, letting us know or let us know what you're going to be working on. You can drop us a DM. You can send us the email because we'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope you find ways to implement what you just learned. We'll be back next week with another episode to help you grow smarter, work less, and